Lately, I've been feeling very blah. Very, very blah. I don't know if it's... Well, I do know a little bit of what it is. Part of it is the season. In the wintertime, a lot of people start feeling very blah. And in North America, in my neck of the woods, it is winter. For a lot of people, the winter is very depressing or tiring or exhausting. I myself like to see the foliage of trees, and so in the wintertime, when everything is all leafless and bare, it gets really sad. But also, I've been having some trouble with medication that I take every day. I didn't realize this at the time, but I had it pointed out to me that my behavior and my feelings and thoughts and things had started to change. And basically, the type of medicine that I take, I had been given a generic brand, which I usually get generics, but it was a different brand than what I had been getting. The one that I had had for January was apparently very bad. I looked it up on the internet, people's reviews of it, and it was just very poorly received. Everybody says, oh, this doesn't work, it's awful, I feel like nothing is happening. And so I could see how that might affect my feelings and how it might affect my productivity and everything like that. I took some breaks. People who watch closely and notice that I don't upload every week probably would have seen that. And I had some time to think about things while I was taking those breaks. You know, I was thinking about like art and my place in it and what I want to be doing, how I want to accomplish my goals and those sorts of things. And I think that the conclusion that I came to was that I like to keep things fresh and I need to find a way to do that consistently. That's part of what this drawing is about, is that I knew that I find certain things appealing in art. I've been really into cute pastel stuff, very girly, very like fun and bright and happy. And my art is not necessarily reflective of that. From the perspective of somebody doing illustrative works for a project like my podcast that I have been doing, when you're working for a client or working for a project that has a certain motif or feel, of course you're going to have to do things a little bit different than you would do them just for fun. But in your personal work, there's really nothing holding you back from doing what you want to do and pursuing what you want to pursue. And I needed to, I guess, have that realization in order to progress a little bit. I think I was at the point where I needed to be like, well, why am I making the art I'm making? Why look at other people's art and think, I wish my art had those sorts of elements, and then do nothing about it? Art gives you the ability to make anything that you want within, you know, your skill set. So why not try and make my art look how I like other people's art looking? I've been kind of working towards that a little bit. I think sometimes when I try to promote my art, people might... It's not to say that my art wasn't already very girly and feminine in a lot of ways. I maybe had been not avoiding, but stepping away from that a little bit in the choices that I had been making. But it's still very obvious that I think that it was drawn by a femininely aligned person and comes from these places of influence of femininity. So sometimes I feel like that can cause people in certain communities to be dismissive of it, whereas in other communities people eat it up. So I guess it's a trade-off. I find myself trying to post to Reddit and I think that it's not Reddit's demographic. They really seem to like hyper-realistic, like figural paintings of women with, you know, their booby parts out in an artistic way is what they tell themselves. I don't think that I need to cater my art to a certain demographic. I really feel kind of scatterbrained in this narration. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. I think that that's okay. I'm kind of at a point where I feel that way about my art. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying new things. I need to freshen it up. I need to shake things up. And I guess it's okay to not have to impart wisdom onto the youngsters all the time, too. I mean, illustration videos probably are more largely entertainment than they are instructional. People like to pick up little neat ideas and new ways to think about art, I'm sure, while they watch, but mostly they watch them for fun and to kind of relax a little bit. I can get that. I mean, even as an artist, you know, a full-time artist, I find myself doing that too. I guess the biggest thing at the moment is reevaluating where I am and where I want to be and feeling a little bit stagnant. There's a lot of things that factor into an artist's self-image and their awareness of their art. I've been having a bit of anxiety over things that people have said to me in the recent past about my art and about where I'm going with my art. And I think that as an artist, some people would consider me successful, some people would consider me, a nobody. And I think I may be considering myself a little bit in the latter camp, but I do have my ability to make art. And that's something that all artists have. Whether or not you are up to the standard that you want to have at the moment, if you can pick up a pencil and make a mark, then you're an artist and you're doing your best as an artist. And don't let other people's idea of success bring you down, especially if you have these mental health issues or other things in your life that are going on, like monetary issues or lack of resources, lack of time because you're in school. Other people can be so cruel and bring each other down, and your definition of success doesn't have to match up with someone else's definition of success. If they're more successful than you and they want to share wisdom, great, but you don't have to listen to everything that everyone says that when people are further along. You are the master of your artwork, and you are the one who has to live with your art and has to make decisions and has to recognize what's best for you and your creative growth. Hopefully this makes sense and isn't just a bunch of rambling. I'm very fatigued with my artwork, if it's not obvious. I'm not fatigued with the art, but I'm fatigued with the process of sharing my art and making myself vulnerable. So to other people out there who may be experiencing this type of thing, you're not alone. And also, just remind yourself that you are the one who's important in your art equation. It's great to have attention from others, but you have to be happy with your art. And if other people are sticking their noses up about your artwork and deciding what does and doesn't make you successful, it shouldn't matter. The thing that matters the most is how you feel about your art and deciding what goals are important to you and trying to reach those instead of trying to reach the goals of other people. Well, that does it for this video. Sorry to be kind of a bummer. I am doing my best. I'm hoping that I'll be able to keep at it. By the way, a reminder again, I am still streaming regularly on Twitch and trying to build up a consistent schedule. So come hang out, definitely Sundays at 6:30 p.m. EST, or check my Twitter for impromptu streams. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Hang in there, you got this. Goodbye.